Tita Baby, you are the artistic director and one of the founders of Repertory Philippines. I'm wondering if you could tell me a bit about how the company was started and the origins of why you wanted to create the theater.
All right, I'll try to make it as short as possible. At that time in '67, the only theater productions were school productions. And Amador and myself, founders of Rep, we were both teaching in St. Joseph's College. And we were like this, a play was going on, Arms and a Man of Bernard Shaw. And Amador and I were in the wings waiting for our cues. But we knew that the actors who were coming out in the play, they were all frustrated because all they wanted to do was to act. But because you could make a living out of it, they were forced to be either account executives in advertising companies. Subas Herrero, he's now gone, he rest in peace. He was frustrated because his parents forced him to take up medicine. They were very unhappy. Mm-hmm. So then Amador and I said, why don't we start putting up a theater where people can use their talents and develop their talents. Mm-hmm. And then that's how it started. So we each put in 250 bucks. We were 5 of us.
250 pesos?
Each. Yeah.
Which was now like what, 50 bucks?
Oh, I'd say not even 50 bucks, probably 10 bucks. Anyway, actually, we used to rehearse. We used to beg, borrow, steal, rehearse in houses, rehearse in garages, rehearse in schools, wherever we were invited to rehearse. Mm-hmm. We would beg, borrow, steal costumes and stuff like that. We'd either borrow from different schools or we'd steal them, you know. I remember Dolo Lim, who was our stage manager, we would go to parties and he would say, hey, Tita Baby, if we ever need that kind of a chair, we know where to find it. And
some things haven't changed?
No, some things haven't changed, really. But the office was the little Beetle Volkswagen of Bebot. Hmm. And that's how we started. Hmm. And of course, people were, well, in a sense, we liked it. Hmm. Because when we were doing theater, they were already comparing us to Broadway. And we were saying, my gosh, these people who review, these critics, they expect us to be like Broadway. We just started with 250 bucks each. Are they crazy?
In the car.
You know, yeah, in the car, the office, etc. Oh. Anyway, then we started doing plays. We opened our season with a Tagalog play, which very few people know that. We were called elitists. We were called that we were not Filipino citizens because we were just doing American plays and English plays and musicals and stuff. They don't know it. The first play we ever did, sure, it was Strindberg, Miss Julie, but it was in Tagalog.
Wow.
It was an adaptation. Rep was like a family. And then when we were in Insular Life for 25 years, in the 12th floor, in the very beginning, we used to pay rental. And then one day we were doing Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It was raining, cats and dogs, raining. And we said, are we gonna go through with the show tonight? And I was playing Virginia Woolf. I was playing Virginia. And I said, yeah, who knows, there might be audience. The water was entering the little Volkswagen. I was steeped in water, and we went to the theater. There were, I think, 9 or 10 people in the audience. Well, they outnumbered us. We were 4 on stage, 4 characters. And we did not know that one of the people in the audience was Don Jaime Sobel de Ayala, who owns Insular Life. What? We didn't know that. And then during the acts, my husband, Leo Martinez, who played the role of Richard Burton in the movie, he had like some kind of an attack or something. So it was between acts. And so we had to call somebody to come to give him some oxygen. So that was an oxygen tank, but nobody in Insular Life knew how to run that oxygen tank. I said, my God, you have this oxygen tank, what's it for? You don't know how to use it, now that we need it. You know. And because of that, he was so impressed with the whole performance, they didn't charge us for the theater. And that was our home for 25 years. Wow.
Well, since then, I mean, as you know, in the last 10, 15 years, other theater companies have formed. Many of them former Repertory
Where are they
members.
from? All
Yes,
these that
from
formed.
Repertory.
They're all
Exactly.
trained with us. And I was very touched by Odi Himora. The first directorial job of Menchu was West Side Story that she did for stages of Odi. And she said, Tita Baby, can you please come and give me notes, etc. I said, sure, I'll go. It was in Meralco, so I went. And then when I was going home, Odi escorted me to the car and said, you know what, Tita Baby, I was very touched, I almost cried. And he said, we're only doing this so that the legacy of Rep goes on. Isn't that something? I was so touched because you see, the things that they still learn, they are passing it on. And that's what we really want.
Yes.
Although I dream that even if I'm not anymore around, that Rep will still go on, because I think people would have wanted that too.
Do you see a time where all of these theaters can come together for like a big festival or some celebration of all of this work and
David,
personnel coming together?
I'll tell you something.
Tell me.
Many, many years we've been talking. If only everybody that had anything to do with the performing arts, not necessarily just a theater,
Yes.
dance,
Yeah.
any performing art,
Opera,
get
whatever.
together
Yes.
and put up a national theater. This was also our dream.
Wow. What about something on a smaller scale? Okay, that's the grand dream. But do you think that would be possible, say, in the next 2 years, to make something small? Maybe each company would have an offering of a show, and then for 1 week we play those shows
It'd be
in
nice.
Repertory.
Like, for example, we'd have a season, a theater season, where one is done by Stages, one is done by Atlantis. It would be nice.
Yeah.
Although rather than being competitive,
Yeah.
it's just to support the
Yeah.
arts. Yeah, sure.
And I think all the companies would really benefit from that.
We've always wanted that. The only problem is what I've always been very adamant about, is that the government, never did we ever get any, not even 1 centavo support from the government, okay? Other countries, if there are 14 people, whether it be Sweden, whether it be anywhere else, 14, and they're a troop, they already get support. They don't get anything. And yet they give millions for the sports commission, for them to go to the Olympics. For what? Do they win a medal? Theater, how many of our actors have won awards for acting?
Yes.
It's sad, but in the end, you're appreciated abroad. Like, look at Lea Salonga. I mean, she was my Annie when she was 8 years old. And she won the Olivier Award. And a lot of our other actors are abroad doing something. And we're very proud of them, all of them.
So talking about Rep now, I mean, there's gonna be younger generations who are looking at this content.
Hopefully.
What you're saying right now, and if there was something that you could say to them to encourage them to come to the theater and be a part of Rep, what would you say?
What I tell for actors who do have the passion for it, to just go on and prod on. If Amador and I listened to all the criticisms we had then, where would Rep be
Now.
today? We would have closed up a long time ago. But no, we just doggedly, if you have that passion and you have that desire to do something.
I understand that you're helping train the voices of the actors in Alice in Wonderland.
Yes. And not only do I teach I don't have the patience to teach notes, because a lot of our actors don't even know how to read notes. And I remember telling them, why should we pay them to go to music rehearsals and we're the ones teaching them the notes?
So how do you adapt to that?
I don't have the patience
If
to
that's
teach
how it is,
notes.
though. Okay, so what do you teach
So
them?
I get somebody who is more patient to teach it. Do, 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 do. I have to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Oh God, I'll just squeeze their necks.
Oh no.
I love to do singing a song is not just singing notes.
Yeah.
And especially when you come out in a musical or the children's theater, for example, they have to know that I believe in songs are still the lines. It's still the lines that make the story still go on. So a song should never, even in a musical, should never be a part. Now this is the aria. No, it should just come flowing in easily, and they should know why they're singing the song, and their character should be in it. It's different. They have to learn how to act with their singing voice.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
And for me, that is a good show. And for me, a good show is one where every single person is good. Not just one, not just two, but all.